Then we visited Alagbado for church. I haven't been there in a bit. My in-laws have missed me. And after Sunday, we usually go to their place to do Sunday rice. There's this special mother-in-law stew that she makes every Sunday that my son looks forward to. So we had that. And then we came home, and I'm stepping down from my diet for like a week. Had ice cream yesterday.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to be having ice cream all through the week. It's my wedding anniversry week. And I'm taking 1 whole week to pamper myself and get into like the honeymoon phase. Yeah. I've told Oga, leave work. I'm going to go chill, and just 1 whole week. We've tried. 16 years is not beans. So Friday will be 16 in.
Oh, fantastic. And 16, that's a long time.
We've known for 22, 23.
That's good. Well done. Congratulations. Alaja Nima Akashat Zeberi, how are you?
It's very humble today. I've offended
What's humbling you?
Engineer Adedamola Kuti's retirement party and sent forth was yesterday, and it was in Lagos. They did not tell us to come to Jebugo, but I couldn't make it. And Dr. Memuna also had the mental health conference. This is the 2nd edition. All emails were sent, reminders were sent, but it was Zaid's birthday. You all know Zaid is my small baby, you know, and I had to be there. We're there all through yesterday, and Zaid's mom throws the best parties because we mothers had our games and corners. I was beaten, perplexed by one lady, but in all the games I took part, and it just was, well, happy birthday, my darling Zaid Arire Oshoke. That's our Esako name. Bello, may Allah continue to bless you. May you continue to be the coolness of our eyes and bring joy to us the way you are.
Fantastic. Good. How you doing, Mariam?
Doing fine.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. So what was my weekend like? Weekend was mostly, you know, at home, and I did some, like, was this thing, my son, you know, we're in year 9 and we're already looking at schools and things like that. So there are fairs that are going on, and then you stop by and see. So we're looking at that. And so I had this meeting with an education coach for him. And I was complaining, you know, I had complaints. And she was like, okay, read out his results to me. When I read, she was like, Nigerian mothers.
What else do you want?
What do you want? You know, and it's just, the reason I'm saying is that, you know, there was a period that he and I were struggling. And I feel that now that we're over that hump, it is only fair that I give you people some feedback. We're gradually getting over it. He's, you know, taking up responsibility, and I really believe that this maturity that they say comes with the development of your frontal lobe is a real thing, you know. And so we're quite excited about that. And our tradition of Sunday lunch is continued. And it hasn't been smooth sailing, though. I did not realize how people can be so annoying. I mean, just ordinary lunch. People just find it hard. Yes, people just find it hard to comply. Then I'm like, imagine when you now have to be a governor of a state or a president of a country.
So to give a daily report is the problem.
So good all in all. And you?
Fantastic. Well, I mean, weekend was quite interesting. My cousin's birthday was on Sunday, Biola Basharon. We went to, I like the fact, you know, on my own birthday, I got a few of my Akabasharon cousins together. We hung out, so it was her turn. It was her birthday. On Sunday, so we just hung out in her house. I took my kids, all the children were there meeting their cousins. It was really nice. It was a good thing to reconnect, and I really enjoyed it. It's been a tough weekend for me because I'm just recovering and a lot of emotional issues, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm able to sleep.
Did you sleep?
Yeah, I finally slept, and I'm doing well. And my driver was ill. He had measles for a week. Yes, last weekend. And he now resumed today. My husband said, Uncle, go to the house.
How did you get measles as adults?
I don't know what happened.
Where did you get it from?
I don't know where he got it from.
No, he never got his own.
The vaccination, possibly.
No, it's not the vaccination.
It's one per lifetime.
With the vaccination, you must get infected once a lifetime. So most of us that had it as children.
I thought that was chickenpox.
No, even measles. So some people miss their childhood.
After just 1 week, he now resumed today. I said, Uncle, from the window. Uncle, drop my key, go back home.
Did you fumigate the car and everything?
No, I didn't. No, he didn't enter the car.
You are vaccinated.
He didn't enter the car because he only washed the car outside.
Until you are vaccinated, it's only once in a lifetime. Probably had yours as a child.
Yeah, he probably didn't.
Not like that.
So I said, I must say I should resume next year. Don't bother. Wait till January.
We'll not take you around.
I'll manage myself.
Later, is measles.
No measles now, you're afraid.
I feel.
So what if you had to handle a baby?
No, because I just got out of the hospital. My immunity is still low. Any small thing I will catch. So let me just stay there.
And leave you with forever.
Yeah, please. Let's go to a break. Come back. We'll look at the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
We're going to start with the nation. PDP crisis. Factional chairman defies court order and resumes. 34 fighter jets coming to join terrorism battle. Train crushes man, 50 to death in Lagos. NDLA intercepts 22.7 billion naira worth of drugs in Lagos and Rivers. Aiyedatiwa's 37,000 minimum wage deceptive carrot, says PDP. We are seeing massive demand investment in CNG. Sanwo-Olu is first passenger as Red Rail line rolls off. And recapitalization. 5 banks bid for $1 trillion capital raising. My lawyers are working to clear me in the U.S. fresh charges, says Airpeace chairman. Okay. Which story are we taking?
Yeah, I have the NDLEA. So the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has intercepted a large consignment of opioids worth 22,740,958 at 3 seaports of Lekki, Apapa, and One. They also arrested a Thailand returnee, Ogu Ejiofor, Nnameka Simon Peter, for importing 13.30 kilograms of heroin worth over 3.1 billion. This was at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. They said for this particular person, this Ogu Ejiofor, he was arrested October 7th. He said he was attempting to smuggle this in from Thailand. So he had come ahead while his cargo, was supposed to go straight from Thailand to Ghana, Accra, and then he rerouted it to Nigeria so that he could just quickly, grab his bags and avoid inspection. Unfortunately for him, NDLA was waiting on him as he got the bags, and then they found all this. He says that he was approached and was offered $7,000 to do this. But unfortunately for him, looks like that's his last $7,000 in that whatever. Okay, so there's always a reason. There's always someone that has put them on it. It's never them.
Okay, I have the fighter jet. So our Air Marshal, Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar is presently leading a team of military people to Italy to obtain 34 fighter jets. According to the nation, there's a 24 M346 fighter ground attack FGA jets and 10 AW109 Trekker helicopters that will be obtained. So the M346 jet, known as the Alenia Amachi, is an advanced trainer and light attack aircraft with advantage of precision strike, high speed, and able to maneuver. It's said to be precise in intelligence gathering and surveillance. And of course, this is to prepare us. Also, the advantages and the quality of the Trekker helicopter was highlighted in the paper. This is, of course, to advance President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's determination to equip the armed forces to enable them to perform their constitutional duties, of course, and curb insurgency across the country. I'm hoping that this will be achieved as fast as possible. I hope the technicalities of this contract does not involve the kind of waiting we had then when we tried to get some military equipment from the US and some other countries under NATO. And the spokesperson of the Air Force, Commodore Olushola Akimboyewa, confirmed that the first 3 units of this would be delivered early next year. I hope it is that. And the last batch will arrive mid-2026, spread between that period.
Yes, so Campaign Council of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Ondo State has faulted Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa's announcement of his administration's readiness to begin payment of 73,000 naira minimum wage. He said it was just a hollow pretense calculated to present Aiyedatiwa as a worker-friendly governor. So spokesman for the council, Ayo Fadaka, made a statement, and he said the timing of the governor was wicked. He said, wicked after months of inertia and complete disregard for the struggle of the workers. He said the marginal wage increment served as a flimsy attempt to curry favor with the electorate and to mask the APC's administration's colossal failures across every critical sector. He said the strategy was designed not to improve the lives of the workers, but to salvage his political ambition. That's the political ambition of the governor. And he said the 73,000 naira minimum wage was, reeked of calculated deceit. He said it's not aimed at alleviating any sufferings of the people, but it's just about securing their vote. And this is just like a token that they want to use to bribe them. He said a leader who genuinely cares about the welfare of his people will have long since addressed the causes of Ondo State challenges. He talked about poverty, unemployment, and the decay of essential services. So just bringing this up now is just to, show that you're doing something because you want to be re-elected. That this is more like a carrots. Yeah. You want to dangle the carrots, in the front of the electorate. Okay,
moving on quickly now to Air Peace. The Air Peace has said his legal team is working on fresh charges of money laundering against his chairman, Alan Oyema, and the chief of finance, Mrs. Ejiro Egaga. According to the U.S., they had accused the duo of obstructing justice in an ongoing investigation against them, against the money laundering investigation. So if you recall, the Air Peace was actually, the CEO is accused of moving $20 million from Nigeria through U.S. bank accounts using fraudulent documents under the guise of purchasing airplanes. His Gaga, his finance, is also facing charges of aggravated identity theft in connection with the scheme. However, the lawyers from the Air Peace said that these charges leveled against our holders are part of extended legal process stemming from earlier accusations that the case is still in court. While the charges have been expanded, it is important to state that both of them remain innocent, and these are mere allegations, and we should wait for the judgment. But the U.S. Attorney Buchanan, the U.S. in Atlanta, was saying that the 2 defendants allegedly attempted to obstruct justice by committing additional fraudulent acts aiming at disrupting the investigation. Moving on quickly now to the Punch. FG may ground 60 private jets today. Dangote meets marketers Tuesday over new petrol price. God never planned suffering for Nigerians, says Obasanjo.
Okay.
FG, Italy finalized talks on 34 new fighter jets. Obaseki Okpebolo's transition panel discussed handover today. NDLA nabs Thailand returnee from 3 billion naira drugs. And cooking gas price jumps to 1,500 per kilogram. Okay.
Okay, let's do the cooking gas. So they say Nigerians are, while we're still struggling with the high cost of petrol, the price of liquefied petroleum gas, which we know as cooking gas, has also increased to 1,500 naira per kg. But the managing director, chief executive officer of NIPCO PLC, Suresh Kumar, said the Dangote refinery and other domestic refineries will likely bring down the price of cooking gas because everybody's talking about the increment. He said over 60% of cooking gas consumed in Nigeria is still being imported. So the Punch correspondent had to go round to check the prices of the cooking gas, and they said it peaked at 1,500 in some retail outlets in Ogun and Lagos. As of Sunday, the average price for refilling a 12.5 kg cylinder of cooking gas has increased by 41.6% to 17,000 in different areas. I bought, I think on Friday for 16,500. He said the same commodity was sold in July for 12,000 naira. In some places, 11,735 naira as of January 2024. Now, the price now that is increasing is reflecting the trend in the markets, which is, coming back on the consumers, the fact that we are heavily relying on importation of gas. I know we've talked about this gas flaring that we've been doing across, that we can find a way to take in and see how we can supply gas to people. And I don't know the arm of government that's supposed to be looking into reducing the flaring of gas, because we have a lot of wastage going on in that area. And then we are still heavily importing gas. I don't know, very soon all of us will go back to firewood and maybe use charcoal, to cook.
All right.
So I have
Let me go on a short break now. We'll come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Download the Glow Cafe app today.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, G Fadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
Yeah, pole dancer
pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. What's the story?
I have the Edo State story. So according to the Secretary General of the Secretary to the State Government of Edo State, Joseph Eboigbe, who He's also the head of the transition panel set up by the governor in July. He wrote a letter to the governor-elect on October 10th, informing him of a supposed October 14th today meeting on the transition. Yeah, so they're supposed to have this proposed October 14th meeting where things will be done. In the letter, it read that they are looking, as they prepare for transition, they believe it's crucial to have a smooth handing over, and they expect that he will put together his own transition team so that they can easily inform and transfer details. But I don't know, the story did not carry the reply of the governor-elect, whether there's a team. This team by Governor Baseki is a 20-member inaugurated transition committee team. So we're looking to hear the other side. We know here. But the meeting
that they're being on serious. That the meeting is tomorrow, Tuesday. Is that tomorrow?
No, 14th.
14th. Oh.
So the letter is October 10th. So in our last week, the right time, we'll see whether the meeting holds today and see the number of members.
Yes,
14th.
This 14th.
14th is today. Yes. So see the number of people that will come.
Okay. Right. I've got the federal government through the Nigerian Customs Service will Monday, that's today, ground over 60 private jets owned by very important persons in the country over unpaid import duty running into several billions of naira.
Imagine that.
They said that from the reports are saying duties are not being paid on majority of private jets currently in the country, and NCS, that's the Customs Service, is seeking, how to recover these unpaid import duties. They said that a few of them have already received notification of the grounding of their aircraft. No fewer than 55 other operators will get their letters today. And, they named all the different types of jets. What do we know? Regular us, But, for me, I was curious as to how they were able to get away with not paying import duties that ran into such an amount. But they said that there's this, that they've explored, that most of them explored these technical loopholes in regulations to fraudulently obtain what is called a temporary import permit. So this allows for you to, for a period of 12 months, you're able to have like a stay, before you start paying the duties. But Nigerians have found a way to extend this by, and then you get that 12 months, then you can extend it by 6 months twice, but Nigerians have found a way to extend it indefinitely. So, of course, yeah.
Interesting. I had a dream about being in a private jet. So this night, I woke up thinking somebody.
I'm blown, man. I'm blown.
So how coincidental. Anyway, former President Obasanjo was yesterday at Methodist Church in Abuja. He was there to celebrate with the Archdiocese of Abuja. He was celebrating his 40th year in ministry. And he was saying that God's plan for Nigeria was never of struggle economically. Noting that the country is blessed with abundant resources. He said specifically that Nigeria, he said, just as Egypt has River Nile, Nigeria has River Benue and Niger, plus crude oil, fertile oil, and other natural resources. I believe that God didn't plan for Nigeria to be economic, to have these problems. God created Nigeria for abundance, and that our leaders must do what they can to ensure that Nigerians reap the fruits of our natural resources. Paraphrasing. Okay. Moving on now to Vanguard. Petrol crisis, FG resolves NNPCL marketers dispute. Price of bread rising faster than inflation rate. DSS releases 2 #end bad governance protesters in Kaduna. VC's appointment sparks row in University of Abuja. National Assembly considering raising VAT to 10% by 2025, says document. Edo government writes Okwebolo APC on formation of transition team, and Olu of Warri urges Africans to break free from mental limitations. Okay.
So the Department of State Services, DSS, this weekend released 2 end bad governance protesters who have been in detention in Kaduna. According to the Vanguard, they said the security agency was still processing other detainees. As at press time, they said there were no fewer than 125 protesters still in detention, including 38 remanded by Justice Emeka Nwite in Abuja. They also found that 38 detained protesters will appear before Justice Nwite for further hearing on their bail. The 125 detained protesters have been in custody now for over 62 days. And meanwhile, Mr. Deji Adeyanju, which is the counsel to the protesters, in a chat yesterday expressed concerns over the lack of transparency in the judicial process. And according to him, he said authorities claimed to have filed charges, but our team has yet to receive any of the documents. He said the development highlights the inconsistencies in handling of protest-related cases nationwide, though most of the 873 protesters arrested in Kano have been released due to collaborative efforts by the Nigerian Bar Association, that's the NBA. So he said that efforts are ongoing in Sokoto, as 2 protesters have been released in the Northwest region. Nationwide, over 1,000 protesters were arrested. They've been going back and forth. Some are being released. And so they are hoping that the rest will be released and praying that the judicial process will be transparent enough for everyone to see.
Okay, so I have the bread story. According to the operators in the bread industry, bakers, one of the key indicators to why the price of bread continues to grow is that Nigeria produces less than 1% of its wheat need, indicating that the local supply quantity is decreasing despite the 2 decades that they've been operating backwards. And this, of course, makes them rely more on imported wheat. Of course, means that the prices of flour continue to go up. And they have said that they were saying to financial Vanguard that they will continue to push the cost of it to consumers, hence the increase in bread. Vanguard on its own went out and found bread between 2,500 for large sizes and about 1,500, and the predicting increase in prices. I have not experienced any recent increase, and I hope it remains that way.
I have the Olu of Wari, Ogiame Atuwashe III, has urged Africans to break free from mental limitations and unlock the continent's vast potentials. This was at the King's Banquet in Abuja. He emphasized the need for unity and collaboration among African countries to overcome historical injustices and drive economic growth. He highlighted all the advantages that Africa has: natural resources, geographical location, and then he urged leaders to harness these blessings for development. He also talked about the women, that we need to elevate and empower women. God has given them tremendous birthing power. As African men, we should not only tap into this creativity and strength, but also encourage, support, and elevate. So this, there are other dignitaries at the event as well who, echoed the same sentiments as the Olu of Wari. So it was just interesting. He is one monarch that I find quite interesting to see. He carries himself with such grace and dignity. And also his Olori, is that what she's called? The wife of the Olu. Yes.
Okay, moving on to New Telegraph. Confusion as 9 PDP governors reportedly endorsed Emagum's suspension. Nigeria not ballots for UN Human Rights Council posts presidency. Sunday Igboho seeks UK Prime Minister support for Yoruba Nation. Chronic stress increases colorectal cancer progression, says study. Obasanjo, I believe God didn't create Nigeria for struggle. Senate threatens Umahi Dabiri, others with arrest. And Treasury bills. CBN's reform boosts foreign investors' stake by $2.68 billion.
Okay, so I have Igbo. And on behalf of the Yoruba people, he wrote a petition to the UK Prime Minister, Keir Starmer. Is, of course, asking for his support for the establishment of Yoruba Nation. This is what the New Telegraph believes is in his letter. His spokesperson, Olayomi Koiki, also tweeted that they submitted this petition on behalf of the leader of the Yoruba Nation, Adebanji Akintoye. The leader of the Yoruba Nation movement, Adebanji Akintoye. So Yoruba people should decide when they did the elections. But now they've submitted it. I don't know whether they should come and recolonize us, but they submitted it to the UK Prime Minister. Let's see.
So I have this story which is interesting because over the weekend there was this story that we were snubbed during the recent election of the United Nations Human Rights Council elections. But the presidency is clarifying that Nigeria was not on the ballot for the United Nations Human Rights Council election held October 13th. The 18 members were elected. They are elected to serve the council between 2025 and 2027. It said that Nigeria had been erroneously added, to the list maybe, and that there's no competition in Africa. Those who were members are still the same African countries that were fielded for the same position. So Nigeria was not snubbed at this election as reports have falsely claimed. The country did not stand as a candidate for this cycle of election, just like it did not stand for the election in 2023 when a Nigerian medium sensationally reported that the country earned 3 votes. So please, this is the clarification.
I have a very interesting issue going on in University of Abuja concerning the appointment of the Vice Chancellor. I don't know if you guys heard about the story. So according to the story here, the new Vice Chancellor was supposed to be replacing Professor Abdul Rashid Nala. He, according to the report, or the governing council, had elected Aisha Maikode, who is just 41 years old. And they're saying that she doesn't have the requisite experience and age and enough experience to be the vice chancellor of an entire university. Wow. Of course, so some are saying that there's a faction trying to handpick her. The spokesperson is saying that, no, there was an application sent out. People actually, they collated, they applied. And yes, it's being considered. But there are some people saying that she has been handpicked to be the person to take over. Because according to the professor who left, he was one that actually brought her forward to assist it, to be the academic, I think the deputy vice chancellor for academics. Okay. So he picked her then. When he was now leaving, he's now trying to get the governing council to make her the DC. So there's drama going on.
There's Godfather.
They are watching.
There's Godfather in the academics.
But see,
everywhere, even in church.
Everywhere. God, thank you.
Everywhere.
We'll see how that goes. That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, once our next segment, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
The host, I can tell you that being a parent is one of the biggest reality shows you will ever produce. Hi. Oh, yeah. As cute as they can be, even you need to take a break to take care of some of the other realities of life. And that's why the TVC Staff Crash was put together to help parents just like me get those professional childcare services that we need. Come on, let's go. Let's go. The TVC Staff Crash Baby Lounge team of professionals are here to help take a load off your mind. The TVC Staff Crash is a nursing mom support system, a toddler's safe haven, and a young learner's academy throughout the year. It's comfortable, convenient, and with competitive pricing for the modern parent. So, while they learn through play, you can go about getting your pay. The TVC Staff Crash, open to the public from 7 a.m. till 6 p.m.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
You be like person without fortune.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
Thanks for staying with us. So we hear the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, introduced a new mobile app and the National Crash Reporting System to improve road safety and address road traffic crashes across the country. Also, in October 2023, they had tried to, at some point, seek permission to carry firearms, but we were actually more focused today on the fact that we are having the Ember Month already, and it's important for us to bring the FRSC to ask them what their plans are for these Ember Months, because Nigerians generally get scared October, November, December, especially when they're planning to travel around the country. So it's important for us to know what are the measures FRSC is putting in place to ensure the safety of Nigerians across board. We have with us Corps Sector Commander, RS21 Lagos Sector Command, Mr. Kehinde G. Hamzat. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you so very much.
Good to have you.
My sincere pleasure.
So Nigerians usually, Ember Months, they get scared, they're worried that to ensure that there's enough people on the road to ensure safety of Nigerians. Give us an idea in summary of what FRSC is putting in place to ensure the safety of Nigerians during this period.
Thank you so very much. You see, like any other months of the year, we are looking at Ember Months, September, October, November, and December. People see these months as maybe sacred. It's not different from any other months. For example, a driver that drives between January and August, what he could not make between January and August, he will be rushing in the name of trying to make it between the month of September to December, so that the Yuletide season, you know, it's always characterized with rushing. People rush to get things done, and at the end of the day, you are supposed to make 2-3 tons, but you want to make more tons so as to make more money. Thereafter, thereby causing different kind of towards a situation. So these are the things we see within this period, but the truth is, it's not different from any other part of the year.
Yes, so I agree with you. It's really not different, but our perception makes it different.
Yes.
And because everybody's rushing to try and mop up what maybe they have not made at the beginning of the year, we see that rush, and we also see that crime. Everything is increased. Roads are rougher. Accidents happen. I would like to know what steps your agency has taken to see that there are enough men on the roads so that when things happen, they are quickly responding, they are taking out what needs to be taken out of the road so that people can have a free flow. And if you have also increased the number, understanding that the way our perception is that we are definitely going to rush. Even after explaining to us, we will still rush. Are you planning to help us in that?
Definitely. You see, there are some areas during Christmas and New Year, they are not really a point to note, like the northern part of the country. So during this period, administrative activities are reduced as well. So people within the administrative sector at our zone, at our national headquarters, will be withdrawn to these areas where we are in need of a lot of people. Okay. So at that point, we will increase personnel and, of course, vehicles, including the tow trucks. That is vehicles that are meant to remove obstructions. We will deploy most of them at the areas where they are actually needed. And of course, we partner with other agencies. You see, safety is everybody's responsibility. You and I are road safety personnel. One thing I have not really seen happening is members of the press joining us in advocating, in controlling traffic. You see, when these top guns that are mostly violators, I'm sorry to use that word, when they see the press, they tend to behave. Unfortunately, we've not seen us working together, and these are part of the things I'm looking at as the sector commander Lagos. I'll definitely partner with the press, with every other agencies, even the state traffic agencies. I wish to partner with everybody to ensure that we have a seamless Yuletide period.
Well, I was a member of the celebrity
Special Marshal.
Special Marshal, yeah. So there's a partnership.
So there's a partnership ongoing. But you know, I'm curious. I would like to know, because I know that this message, especially during these Ember months, as we call them here in Nigeria, is there's always been FRSC coming out, sort of sensitize Nigerians. Just like, could you give us an update? Do you think there's been any difference in behavior since this increased sensitization and awareness that FRSC does towards this month? Would you say that traveler behavior or driver behavior has improved, or have you seen some changes as a result of these conversations?
Yes, but we're trying a new dimension this time.
Okay.
You see, now we're thinking of town hall meetings.
All right.
Because we discovered that we go to the park, we're not trying to jettison the idea of going to the parks or motor parks, but we're going to do an all-encompassing activity wherein we would invite people who really matters within the society. Don't forget, we go to schools to catch them young. We relate with the coppers. And this time around, we want to make a town hall meeting at every local government of the state, where the people that matters will definitely be appearing. And after that, we'll have a mega one in the state. We just hope the media partner with us to ensure that this thing go viral, so that everybody will know that at the Yelago,
So I have a concern. You know, the road safety is such an important institution that their work is belittled. It is beyond checking driver's license. As this time of the year when it's rainy, the roads are wet, see them obstructing traffic. If you go through the airport, as you're coming out of the toll, they're arbitrarily stopping cars, nothing preparing those coming behind. The same thing across whenever you see them. The concern seems to be only licensing. When there's an emergency and the road safety is checking license just after the obstruction, and people are backed up in traffic, as soon as they come out, you stop them again. It seems as if they're not sensitized. What are you doing to sanitize the core itself?
I beg to disagree a little. You see, the idea of somebody leaving a traffic jam area and being stopped, they must have cited something unusual. Ideally, what we do at this point is to control traffic. But when we see any activity that is unwholesome, definitely we'll have to stop that person and make our observation.
I do not disagree on that. I'm saying they ignored to intervene in the traffic. So maybe there was an accident causing, you would expect managed traffic till, maybe last man comes in. But the only recognized agency we could see is road safety, and they're just ahead minding their business, checking licenses, while people are struggling out of the traffic. Is there any civic duty? Are they trained to understand to intervene?
No trained road safety personnel does not know that when there are hiccups, they should go there and clear it up. Now, members of the public will have to help us in this regard. And that's why we have this mobile app that we actually launched recently. And we have a situation where there can be public complaints. There are areas where you can upload activities on activities of staff. You can report, whistleblowing. Yeah. So all these things, that's why we're saying we want to use more of technology in repositioning and rejigging our operational activity, where you and I and every other person will be a watch to every members of the public. When there's a crash, you can easily go there, you can report it. There's a back end of that application, where the moment it is being reported, the nearest command there would definitely be
respond.
Yes.
Yes, I like the fact that you've mentioned the mobile app. That's one of the conversations we're about to have with you. And I would like to understand the idea behind the mobile app. And some of the things that we can be aware of in using the mobile app, would it be accessible to every Nigerian? Or do you have to, first of all, log into a portal before you are able to make your report or register to be able to use it?
The mobile app is like any other app that can be accessed by members of the public. Because if it is not there, we're not even restricting anybody. Anybody can go in, log on. We have different portion of the mobile app. So the moment you log on, you see different interface where you can interact. I don't know if we're already into that so that I can start.
Oh yeah, sure. Is it nationwide or is it just Lagos? Or is it
no, it's a national program.
Let's hear about it.
Yeah. Like in the mobile app, we have black spot identification points. So if you open the mobile app and you're traveling, when you're approaching a black spot that is accident-prone or crash-prone area, your phone will beep, telling you that you are approaching a black spot. So that is using technology. Even if you're in the vehicle, somebody is taking you, you can simply go in there and say, this is it. And driver, there is a bad spot in front there.
Be careful.
Please be careful. Unnecessary sharp corners, potholes, and whatever. We update them per time. You know, there are instances where there will be potholes here today. Tomorrow, probably it has been treated. So we'll definitely release it from the app. So it's, you can, there's an opportunity for even member of the public to help us update, like the Google Map, that you can help them update the various areas.
Sorry, I'm not sure I understand. Is it for potholes or is it for, when you say black spots, is it potholes or just bends or something?
Pothole is a black spot. Every accident-prone area. When you have very sharp bend, you will be prompted.
Interesting.
So this one is already in that application. I wish I had given you this before the beginning of the program. You can...
well, go ahead.
So how do we do? You download it from
usually we'll come to the details later. We'll come to the details later. But
yes.
I want to just know the general features of the app.
And anyone can use it.
And
what
anyone,
kind of phone?
can
do you
use
need
it.
any particular type of phone?
Of course, it should be an Android, a smartphone. Let me use that word. So you can look at vehicle speed monitor. When you're driving beyond certain speed limit,
to beep.
It will beep.
Yeah, I like that.
It will beep.
Really?
So, vehicle identification scheme, your vehicle registration, you can easily see the validity of your vehicle papers. When they register vehicle, within 24 hours, you can check.
So wait,
it should be there.
Does that mean that when they stop you and they are not going to be asking for your physical papers anymore, they can just check through your plate number and see whether you are registered or not? We getting there?
The truth is, it's for the members of the public to enjoy it. When we get to the road, we'll definitely ask for this paper because it's not every time you log on to your system. Ordinarily, since everybody does not have access to internet, and you need internet to be able to work on this.
All of that.
So you definitely present this paper. Like, but when there are issues, you can now say,
so mostly
you can check your whatever and see the validity. So it can. You can check your driver's license.
To be sure that it's valid.
Yes.
So let's say I'm a passenger in a car and I have this app. Is there anything for me on the app? Or is it just for the driver?
That's exactly what I've said. If you're in a vehicle and you're approaching
no, I'm talking of I understand for the driver, how that can be helpful for a driver. Let's say I'm a passenger in a car. I was just wondering if there's anything like that. If there isn't, it's fine. If there's anything for a passenger. You know, sometimes when in some cars and some drivers are speeding, and if you talk, they don't hear word. Is there something I can report on my app? I say, I'm in one car.
Of course. That's why we have public complaint under the emergency.
Fantastic.
We have it.
All right.
And is it real time? Where if I can complain right now,
it's real time.
I can get a response.
It's real time. You can give it a try. You can check your driver's license.
It's a good development.
And of course, you know we have the National Traffic Radio, where you can listen to online worldwide. Of course, we have the speed limiting, where you can check the speed limiting device of a vehicle. If a vehicle has a speed limiting device, it is registered, you can have it there. And of course...
Would you tell us if there are diversions?
No, that should be the work of the Google Map can help you do that. Then, reminders. Probably you set the day when your driver's license may wish to expire, your vehicle papers. So it will prompt you when it's towards that date. Then driving school standardization program. It will tell you every registered driving school, you can check your driving school certificate, if it's valid or not.
Okay.
All these things are encompassing in the...
It's good to know. I mean, hopefully you can come back at some point where we can do a proper presentation so Nigerians can see what the app looks like. But I'm happy that this app has been launched from the FRSC, and obviously it's people-friendly, you know. But I guess what PC was saying earlier is that they would like a situation where even when on the road, FRSC can tell the details of your car while approaching, and then know they have that already.
Yeah,
where they can.
I had my license confirmed once.
No, what I'm saying, when you're driving, as you're slowing down, they can tell
your plate number,
they can get every detail of you, and then they have a reason, a cause to stop you if indeed they feel like that your documentation is not correct.
Now, let me clear this. You see, you cannot take everybody's security from them. Privacy. Like if I check a driver's license, it will tell me if it's valid or not. If I check vehicle details, it will not tell me this and these are the owners of this vehicle. It will just tell me this vehicle is registered and in good condition. These are the information. You know, there are some private things you cannot discuss. So if you need that, we'll still have a department, our MVI department, where we'll get details of the driver's license, details of the vehicle owner. All these ones are on request. We'll definitely give.
Okay, so I have this question on faded plate numbers. I recently found out that they said it's a crime. I've not seen the statute that makes it a crime, but we don't manufacture plate numbers, and the durability of it is not in your hands. So how is this a crime? And what measures are there
to help instead of punish?
So do I need to change my entire plate number or just repaint it? Can I paint it myself?
You can't paint it yourself. There is a provision for replacement. When it's getting defaced, you replace. Because many a times, even the kind of detergents or whatever we use in washing our cars deface this. However, a situation where you cannot see, don't forget, it's a security feature, part of the vehicle. You should be able to identify a number plate 15 meters away from your point. Wherein you cannot, then that number plate need be changed. So you apply for replacement and it will be given. Though paying a little, not as much as when you are registering the car. It's just the number plate you want to change.
Let's talk about because I always see that there's a lot of talking in Nigeria. We try to sensitize, talking, and sometimes these things don't get through. Sometimes Nigerians want to just see the act. They want to see tow trucks by FRSC. They want to see personnel on the road. They want to see technology as you have launched. They want to just see you do your job. And then when we see that you're doing, we can then begin to listen to what you have to say. So what else? Like, you launched the app, which is great. Do you have enough manpower? I think BC asked that earlier. You have the people out there. Do you have enough tow trucks to help when Nigerians, when they get in trouble? Is there a toll-free number that we can call just in case there's an issue quickly that we know? So those are the things that Nigerians need to hear and know about to know that, yes, if there's an issue, FRSC can be there to help us.
Thank you very much. Of course, we have an emergency number, 122. And per time, somebody will definitely attend to you. Then on the issue of tow truck, apart from the ones we have, we still have PPP arrangement, public-private partnership with tow truck owners, in which they are always around our offices, they are always on the road with our men attached to them. So we are doing nothing, but all we are thinking about is how to clear the road of obstruction. So this issue of manpower, we have manpower. Like when it gets to the peak, we take people from areas that are not really accident prone or crash prone. We'll bring them to the metropolis where everything could be fine.
Just tried 122. Says the number I'm calling does not exist. 122, is it correct?
122, yes.
The number you are trying to call does not exist. Please check the
122.
Even if you call some regular numbers, you see the service providers will tell you it does not exist. Network do.
We'll try it again later.
Okay, so I have this question.
You take me up with it. Maybe you try it.
I've done it 3 times, but it's okay.
Okay, so I wonder all the time when your officials are stopping cars and avoiding the downfall buses. Is it like there's an arrangement where they will go and deal with the downfall buses? Because you see these guys, they are very errant. They come and obstruct law anytime. But you see them checking on normal, regular Nigerians and avoiding the downfall commercial drivers.
I did, at least last week, analysis. I did on the arrest in terms of commercial and private vehicles. It's about 45 to 55. That is commercial to private in terms of ratio. So I was a corridor commander at Lagos Ibadan. I was arresting Danfo drivers.
I've not seen
I was arresting them. And okay, what we will do from now, because of this program, I'll start taking statistics of this.
And your PR should also do videos of them
being arrested. I've never seen in my life.
So recently we heard something which has gotten everybody, talking, which is the introduction of guns and your officials carrying arms. Is this true, or is it just gist outside? And if it is, why do you think the FRSC needs to be armed?
I will not be in a good position to answer this question because it's a policy issue where the management of FRSC and the federal government of Nigeria will discuss and conclude. If we should be armed, we will. If we won't be armed, we won't. But whichever way, they know what is good for us.
All right, we'll definitely ask Nigerians their views. We're going to go on break. But we'll let you, thank you very much, sir, for coming on the show. Appreciate what FRSC is doing. We're going to break. When we come back, we'll discuss with Nigerians what they think about FRSC owning arms or not. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 220 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get getting fat.
Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to us? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned. TVC Entertainment for pure entertainment.
Of its greatest successes, the ratification of the 24th Amendment, which abolished the poll tax, and the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibited racial discrimination in employment and education and outlawed racial segregation in public facilities. In the same year, King became the youngest person to win a Nobel Peace Prize. In the late 1960s, King openly criticized U.S. involvement in Vietnam and turned his efforts to winning economic rights for poor Americans. He was a leader of the American Civil Rights Movement and organized a number of peaceful protests as head of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, including the March on Washington in 1963. He was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee on April 4th, 1968.
Thanks for staying with us. So our hot topic today is the Enugu State Mortuary Tax Law. We saw on social media where there was a circular that was sent, approved by the tax, by the, was the revised laws of the Enugu State 2004, was sent out according to the online reports. It says that the first sum of 14 naira is supposed to be paid by the owners of the corpse per day. So if you, for example, your corpse stays there 100 days, you get to pay 14 naira per day, and then that tax is supposed to be paid to the government. And they said this is not, the intention was not to generate revenue. The intention actually is to dissuade people from leaving their corpses there longer. And we've seen stories where people leave corpses for years. You know, some people just abandon the corpse there, either because of family issues, or in a situation whereby there are no taxes paid, because now the owners of the mortuary are forced to pay the tax. I'm not even sure if it's the mortuary or the state, but I'm not sure if it's the mortuary owners that paid or the corpse owner. But either way, the taxes must be paid. Now, what are your thoughts on this? Because many are considering that this is a very good law to impose across the country. Others are saying it's unfair to do that. So, you know, so what are your thoughts? You can call us on 081 0764 1679 090 241 63440. You can also send us messages on X and also on YouTube. Would you like to go first?
So I saw this news and I was interested, and some people commented that, who are you tasking? Tax
Taxing.
YK will send me a message. Tasking.
Taxing.
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 She's not for the tasking.
Taxing.
Well, are you tasking the dead or the living? And I was wondering, did the dead choose to go and be inside ice? Are they ice fish? It was the choice of the living to choose the time they want to party. And when they do it with the dead body what they like. And most times it's not really to honor, personally, to honor the dead. You know, and the state government know, you know, I don't even think that the daily fees for, you know, keeping the bodies is worth anything, really. I think we're just, because, you know, it's a circumstance, something that we have sentiments about is, his person is dead. We don't really charge what is their worth. To keep a body in a good condition is expensive.
Of course.
And so I saw a burial once in the east, and the body was so dry. It looked like a Okporoko body. Yes. I'm telling you, because they were saying that the corpse refused to go to the grave, or the ground was rejecting him. They heaped him like one. In fact, the disrespect to the dead, that video pained me as if I knew that person. The way they were flinging the body, the body flew out of the coffin, they could carry him by hand. It was really upsetting for me. And so I don't believe that, you know, you should keep the body. I believe bury the body, postpone your party, do your party, but to do not, you know, there's a Yoruba saying, "Pe won bo okula shiri," by burial. You honor, you show respect.
Would you think that's influenced by your religion that buries immediately?
Of course, and the rationale behind my religion. And I have buried a loved one. I have seen, I would not really like my loved one kept for too long, and, you know, all the drama that is around. Bury and let the person rest. Carry your drama, because you are the living. You people are facing a different, basically that thing that you supposed to call universe. And, you know, so you can go and do your living things and let the dead do their dead things and carry on with your business as if you will not die. But do not leave the dead while your sentiments are different. Some people say, no, I did not get a chance from my office yet. You hold your entire sibling because you can't come back into the country just yet. Some people say they did not wait for me. If you cannot make yourself honor that dead, let that dead go into the earth while you carry on with your business. But the task, that task that they put to the
just leave her.
It's too cheap. 40 naira is this government, the governor of Enugu State is not ready for this.
I agree with saying that the amount that they have placed is quite minimal.
So you rather it's higher?
Of course.
Well, I'm getting somewhere. It's quite minimal, and I think it's because they're still sensitive to the culture of the people. So there's something about Nigerians, especially different parts of Nigerians, and how we see our dead, you know. And for me I can understand the government trying to push this. This would you know, get a lot of people upset. So I guess they're starting with baby steps first, you know. But for me, the part of the country that I come from, it is encouraged to bury as soon as you can. So in the north, people are influenced, I guess, also by Islam. But also in the north, even Christians do not leave their dead for too long. I remember when before my grandma passed, one thing she used to say, "No, leave me for too long. I'm warning you people. The moment I go, make sure you bury me." I mean, and she was fully Christian. So this is something that I understand. And from listening to, you know, my family and friends, and just being from where I come from, for me, I understood that it's a thing of respect. And I agree with that. But, you know, I'm biased because of where I come from and how I was raised. But for those who grew up in the East mostly, and in the South generally, I think, you know, they tend to look at the burial ceremony itself as so important, as a way of showing respect to the dead. So I understand that if you have to bring in a law that encourages...
Yeah.
I think I should...
Yeah. Let me pause you for a second, because I'm told that your mic is having issues. Let's go to a very short break. When we come back, we continue. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Babies are God's gifts to parents, and
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we
leave
can
Nigeria,
take.
but I choose to
Ejek,
stay.
close the show, Father.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship.
Because some people have kept their, their dead there for quite a long time. So I think there should be like a designated number of months that you can keep your bodies at a public, mortuary that's open to anybody, especially in terms of emergencies. And then you can move them to a private place where you pay what is, what you need to keep them, and also to, not just to keep them, but to keep them in such a way that, dignifies the body. And then whenever the family is able to come together and give the burial that is best for their dead, they should do that. But I think also the government can use this as a way of raising some form of revenue that will help in improving the mortuaries, expanding them, But personally, my own bias is the less time that they spend in the mortuary, the better. Yes.
What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so growing up in the East, I realized that there are usually two reasons why families keep the dead in the mortuary for a while. For some families, it's about making a statement. Maybe they are wealthy, they have money, and they want enough time to plan the paper they want to show by saying that they want to give this particular person a befitting burial, whether the person had a befitting life or not, whether he ate a befitting meal before he died or not. But that's just the plan. So they take their time to gather the money, get all the cows, get everything before that happens. Then the second reason why people keep their dead for a while is if they do not have money to follow through with the rites. So every tradition has certain rites that you have to pay to be able to bury your dead. And this is where I think the government should, add a voice to by limiting some of those rights. So what they have done in my place, for instance, I come from Asaba. And growing up, I attended a lot of burials because I was raised by grandma. And then I came from a traditional family. We had traditional things going on. And I heard how would have to borrow money, how people would have to pay through their nose to be able to pay the burial rights. So whether the family is struggling or not, the villagers do not care. You are going to bring 7 this, you're going to bring 17 that, you're going to bring this, you're going to satisfy Umwada, you're going to satisfy Okulagwe, you're going to satisfy, every group has something you pay to be able to bury your dead. That's not the feeding, you're going to be feeding people every day till that burial happens. That's not the drinks you're going to buy for your guests, a lot of things. So the governor of Delta State chiefs, in collaboration with the king, that's the Asaba, came to an agreement. And they took out many of these things. The last time we buried my auntie, when I went to Asaba, I was shocked that you just pay a token and your burial goes. And my auntie died so and so. By the next few weeks, her kids came all the way from Lagos. She was buried, no noise, no extra spending, and everybody left. So the fee they have mentioned for this is too small to discourage people from keeping their dead. I've never really believed in keeping your dead for a very long time. I don't see any use. The one that hurts me is when I know that this particular person did not even eat good food before dying. And then we're gathering cows, we're gathering things for. So that money is too small, if you ask me, to discourage people. So increase that money, but also make sure that you get involved. You are the government of the land. Get involved with those traditional rites that discourage a lot of people from, burying their dead immediately because they cannot afford it. And also find a way to limit the excessive spending. Put a blanket. If you have to pay or spend so and so like they did in Delta State, you have to pay a huge fine. So when you calculate the fine you want to pay, you ask yourself, do I want to spend this money? And then you do the minimal that's...
Let me take Adedare, Kaduna. I wanted to take you up on something, but let me not take you up.
No, take me up. I'm ready.
Kaduna, thanks for calling. You're live.
Yeah, good
morning. Go ahead.
Sorry, I just wish that the sector commander was still on. When your colleague asked him, about the number plate. Please, the Federal Road Safety Commission should make sure that the plate number they are giving Nigerians is of top quality. Not about the detergent that is being used to wash the vehicle. Let it be of top qualities like we experience abroad. Now, coming back to the topic, please, whatever you're going to be spending for the dead, spend it while they are alive. I'm not disparaging any tradition or custom, please. Please make sure they are well fed. Not whatever you are spending after they are dead does not have any consequence. Good morning and God bless Nigeria.
All right. What I was going to say, you usually say nobody can tell anybody how to spend their money.
Yeah.
So if I have the money to spend to give my father a befitting burial, why would I say why should government put a cap? Yeah. There's a thinking of why should you have, I feel maybe my father has done this for the community and the community wants to support and do something befitting for him. So should we therefore encourage a cap?
So I agree with you. I've always said nobody should tell anybody how to spend their money. But there's a way government comes in for checks and balances, which you that want to spend your money, you should abide to. So you are going to spend this money. But if you're going to do above what we have stipulated for the betterment of everybody, you pay an extra. You have the money after all. You pay an extra. And I know when I brought up the conversation of allowing people to spend their money is, for those people whose palate has increased for foreign goods, tax them more. If you want to eat sausages and you want to eat your bacon and everything, you pay high. Then you ask yourself, can I really afford to pay high? There are people who can afford to pay that, and they pay that. The government is making money from that as well to help the poor. That is what government is supposed to do.
And to be fair, there's always been some sort of taxing on, on corpses or on the mortuary use. There's always been a fee that you pay, because I've heard of some people who say they've been unable to go and collect their corpses because the fees have accumulated. And so they find themselves in a situation where it's, okay, it's better to even, the little money we have, let us use it for the living. The dead has already gone, So we have that. But I think, especially with the southern part of the country, maybe to discourage people who do not have that money and they feel that they have to keep their bodies for, just the ceremonial part of it. They can be discouraged or encouraged to try and do it earlier.
So let me take Akunda. I'll come to you in Nima in a second. Akunda, thanks for calling your live.
Thank you. Yeah, good morning, Morayo and the crew.
Morning.
Go ahead. Yeah, please, I listened to the previous program with the FRSC man. And actually, I wanted to ask him this question. Maybe people are not aware. About 2 weeks ago, the FRSC jacked up all these license fees and so on. You see, everybody knows what is happening in the economy now, and the social with the people. Now, he talked about engaging people doing town hall meetings and so on. You see, the people you want to carry along, if you are hostile to them, economically and otherwise, you not succeed. That is for the FRSC man. Okay, now for this issue of mortuary and so on, I just want to buy into what BC said a short while ago. You see, the government of Enugu State, They should actually have enlightened people ahead of time before imposing this tax. You see, otherwise, when people hear that the government is charging tax on dead bodies and so on, as has been said by Miriam and others, they won't feel happy. So that's my little contribution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nima.
So the government did not tax the dead. It is for the living and their choices. I mentioned choices deliberately. So where I'm from, burials are a big deal as well, not only in the East. If you experience an Esako burial, the traditional one, you have to bury your father for you to access the ancestral home. So we have the Idiogbe custom all south. So it's an important custom that, demands a lot for the surviving people. But over time, where I'm from, the Idonege of South Ibi has continued to mitigate. Family heads, in my own family, my mother's family, we bury immediately, final burial in 2 days, 3 days. You are allowed to say, I'm choosing final. Whereas before, they will say Sadaka for 7 days. You come back for Sadaka of 40 days. You continue. No, we no longer do that. And so my father, as implemented and insisted on his own, and traveling with the dead was stopped. So you can change custom, and you can change from within your family. I think what we've seen, just as BC said, there's a flaunting or a clouting privilege of how you bury. In the East, it's not about the Idiogbe. They don't have Idiogbe custom. But it's about clout. I gave my... Did you see how I buried my father? It's a matter of status.
We blocked the road.
We blocked the road. Some people open chapel to bury. So it's a lot of clouds ahead.
Canopies.
Let me go and I'm not
saying you're back now.
I don't
So Enugu government have not even made the money they can make.
We will have 17 canopies because they have 5 wives, they have children, their family. If we can afford it.
Yes, and you will pay extra.
But Morayo, even in your own place, the dead would have rested.
Let me wrap up. Because you have 5 wives, and the wives, they have children, they have grandchildren, everybody have in-laws. You have 10 canopies.
The man was eating salmon before dying. It's not shower.
That is all we can take on this segment. Let us pack this story for now. Let us not enter my territory. Let's go on a very short. When we come back, we'll bring our guests because we've not stopped talking about this fuel matter. Nigerians are still asking, why are we paying so much for PMS? People are trying to answer that question in different ways. Let's try this our next guest. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching?
Thanks for staying with us. So still on this energy matter, joining us in the studio is an energy and natural resource lawyer, Dr. Tayo Douglas. He will be speaking on the recent fuel price hike, the fact that the federal government recently gave marketers approval to patronize Dangote, focusing on the roles of Dangote Refinery and NNPC and all the factors around the pricing. Welcome to the show, sir. Good to have you on.
Thank you.
So I've been hearing price hike, and I'm thinking to myself, is it a price hike or is it a cost-reflective pricing? Because it's as if somebody just woke up one morning and say, okay, this amount you're paying and this is it. And people are talking about price hike. So help us understand, was it an intentional hike or was this some kind of a cost-reflective pricing that was necessary considering the factors that we are playing around now?
Thank you very much. You see, let's start this way. Since the inception of the Dangote refinery, what Nigerian felt was that, oh, the Savior, Messiah has come. We are not saying Dangote is coming to give us PMS free of charge. No, he's a businessman. But then, various stories, various arguments, various opinions have been thrown here and there without people going into the nitty-gritty. The agreement, we read the agreement we had, the agreement on the table between Dangote Refinery and NNPCL, hitherto, was that NNPCL, if he were to be off-taker, so to speak then, will be given 25 million liter barrels per day. 25 million liters barrel per day. And the agreement is supposed to take effect from the 15th of September. I can tell you authoritatively that till date, NNPCL has not received up to 7 per day. 7 million liters per day instead of 25 million per day. Would that not create crisis? Now, the hitherto agreement was that marketers will link up with NNPCL, they will make deposit for supply, and then NNPCL will give them flight to the tune of whatever they have deposited in the NNPCL account. NNPC is not receiving up to 7 million liters per day. And here are we that will consume more of the fuel, consume more liters per day. Marketers are now frustrated. They were not receiving anything. They don't even know what to do. Some are even afraid to even put their head in. So they are not making any payment because they don't even know what the markets look like. Now an artificial scarcity has been created. And when there is scarcity, then what do we expect? High rise in cost.
But they said marketers should go directly to Dangote to collect it. What?
Now that offtake contract has been off the line,
okay,
marketers go now to Dangote to take fuel. Like I said, people thought Dangote coming in, Dangote refinery coming in, was going to sell fuel at 300 naira per liter for us.
Nobody said that.
No, our imagination. Our imagination.
Refinery for backyard is different.
And then when the former price of 898 was put out, people thought it was the that adjusted off from 400 naira to 800 naira sold to the public. That was the impression created, that NNPCL, being the off-taker, the sole off-taker, will be in a position to increase fuel, to monopolize, to do this and all that. That is not true.
Okay.
Now that NNPCL is now off the radar, marketers are free directly to go to Dangote Refinery to buy.
Okay.
Formerly, before then, it was sold at 898 per liter. Now Dangote is rolling out at 977 naira per liter. 977 per liter. So a marketer will go to Dangote, buy at the cost of naira 77 per liter, and now go back again to be selling at 700. Will it not add its own margin? Otherwise, why is he in business? So, what is happening? We were told that Dangote refinery will be rolling out PMS, about 450 million liters per day or so. What have we interrogate why it has not been so? Have we interrogate why there is lull in supply, why there is scarcity, why they are accused at the filling station? So those are the things. I will call this man-made increase and not the actual reflection. Because how much is Dangote selling now? NPC is no longer there.
So let's maybe find a way to go back to probably the roots of this. Initially, there was a problem with crude supply.
Yeah.
He complained that they plan to give him crude in USD. And if he buys crude in USD, he would have to sell in USD. So we don't know the situation of things now if he's getting crude in Naira and how much he's getting the crude. And after refining, he's a businessman, he's not a philanthropist for us. He would add his own cost of refining and everything and how much he's marking up to sell to us. Now, like she rightly asked, is this the cost reflective pricing that we're made to pay without subsidy? Because all these issues with NNPC, we have been going around to pay subsidies small. And I think they are beginning to remove the subsidies now. That's why we're feeling the brunt as consumers. So let's know if the crude situation has been resolved. Is he actually getting crude in Naira now? And if that is what is happening, why is the price not reducing? I also feel like we're putting a lot of pressure on Dangote.
Okay, let's start with the first question. Go ahead.
Now, coming to the first question. When Dangote was buying the crude at dollar rate, its price was what? 898.
Yeah.
Now that he's buying the crude at subsidized Naira rate, I mean local currency, why is the cost now around 77?
No, Dangote didn't give us a price. So, even in September, we didn't have a pricing. There was no pricing that was announced.
He didn't give us the price.
There was no pricing announced in September.
You see, government intervention, federal government's intervention, the crude oil be sold to Dangote refinery at local currency. It's not without its reasons. Number one, you mentioned about subsidy. Subsidy is actually granted money, but all this we call concession and incentives. Why this incentive? To make the price of fuel affordable and available to the public. Dangote was allocated, or he was supplied with crude oil by NNPCL for the month of September. That much we know. But if you have taken the time to listen carefully to his manager, one Indian something, the spokesman or whatever. Now, the man was telling us that at the moment, they were still selling the crude oil they imported.
Yes.
Okay.
That they've imported so much that they have to finish.
Yes.
The question to ask them, haven't they finished selling the refined crude oil?
Imported crude.
Imported crude oil. Haven't they finished? But I know for sure that crude oil have been supplied by NNPCL to Dangote the local currency with the government. Put it directly. So why the increase up to now?
Okay, so a lot of the conversations for people like us is that maybe there's just some sort of economic war going on between NNPC and Dangote. And from what you've described to me, you seem to put, from what you've just described, you're alleging, or that's what I'm getting, as if you think maybe Dangote may be playing some marketing
strategy.
gains, yes, with us. Could you explain what that will be and why it will benefit him to do that?
You see, whenever we have monopoly reigning in any society, the tendency for abusing the circumstance is always there. A businessman will always be a businessman. Somebody says he has gone to borrow money at the rate of 19 billion naira or whatever $billion to raise something. I mean, to establish his refinery. Well, considering the loan, considering the interest, repayment, blah, 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 it is inherent in every African to always want to pay that loan within a day by maximizing the undue advantage on ground of monopoly.
That's speculative. We don't know that. That's just we don't know. Okay, but sir, let's take a step back. Nigeria were in their need of a refinery. All of us have been screaming, stop importing. We need local refineries. We had modular refineries, which were meeting small needs here and there, but we needed someone like a Dangote. Now, we agree monopoly might be harmful in the long term. So that's why the government is opening the doors. We're hearing that they're talking to Tompolo, they're talking to people in South Korea. So they're opening up the market for more refineries to come in. So if even you have $1 billion, you can come in, get a license, and have your own refinery. We will also employ you to do that. But the point is that he has come as just one for now, hoping to get more. While he's doing that, you said something about he promised 25 million. And then he's only producing 7 million. My question is, as Nigerians, we don't even know how much we consume internally.
We don't.
For many years, we've been smuggling outside. Yeah. So we still even, there's a possibility, even in Nigeria, that we might not even need more than 5 million barrels per day. We might not even need that much. Because what we're trying to figure out now is put those trackers in the trucks. Yeah. Let us even know what we are consuming. So right now, there's artificial scarcity. I think what Nigerians want to ask you as an expert, what in your view is causing this artificial scarcity? Is it because of the 25 million that was not produced to there's now 7 million that we don't have enough fuel? Or is it that the Dangote is incapable of meeting our needs? That's what Nigerians want to hear from you, your own view.
In my personal opinion,
yes,
our total consumption per day in the country, rough estimate, can never be less than 45 million liters per day.
Okay.
Can never be less than 45 million liters per day.
Okay.
Go back to that question again. Has Dangote be rolling out 45 million liters per day?
Okay.
So, we only come back to this scarcity.
So I hear that.
Yes.
I'm in support of you calling out this Dangote because I don't support monopoly and capitalism 100%. But there are other private refineries in Nigeria. And when the president said crude for naira for crude, he did not mention only Dangote. He said all of them.
Refineries.
The one in Edo, the one in Imo. Why are we focused so much on Dangote? For instance, we have private refineries. Let me just quickly check. We have in Imo, we have in Delta, we have a private refinery in Rivers. We have one, which is Dangote in the Lekki. We have in Edo, which is state-owned. We have another one in Ika North, in Delta. We have in Bayelsa. We have several. If these refineries refine and distribute, would it still be on this same price?
Definitely,
you know?
Definitely no.
But,
and that goes to show you that those refineries touted might be political refineries. They may not political refinery. I say so in the sense that we toy with anything.
No, that brings the burden back to NNPC.
No, it won't be NNPC. Those refineries might not actually even be producing. For instance,
Edo government, on our refinery that they have, let me quickly, the Edo Refinery and Petrochemical Company Limited called out, what's the name, Abakari, the head of the NNPC group, and said, NNPCL, that he has continuously refused any form of supply of crude to that refinery. So as far as I am concerned, the NNPCL has too many questions to answer. Let's leave Dangote as a businessman in this. Edo refinery is more than capable to refine petrol. So I don't understand what is happening.
Why they're not getting...
Why the pressure is on Dangote.
On Dangote Abi.
Yes.
Now, we are talking of modular refineries. Are this refinery established?
Yes.
To
the Edo petrochemical.
Petrochemical. Are they established to refine other products apart from PMS? We don't know. Because in a mega refinery, you have about 4 products coming out aside from the PMS. We have the liquid paraffin, we have the polymer, then you have diesel, you have all those byproducts are there. Some will be established for a particular line, maybe engine oil and not PMS. But whenever people see this, they say this is a refinery. The only thing we know about refinery in Nigeria is just PMS, petrol. Why? Because of the debt of it in the society. So those are the things. Then all of that refinery, aside from Edo, we've only read it in the paper. Whether they've been producing or not, we have not seen. But
I saw the celebration of the one in Imo. I saw the celebration
how many liters?
on live TV.
How many liters?
Of the one in Imo.
How many liters?
I don't even know how many liters they churn out daily, but the people of the community were more than happy to host a refinery. So let's even assume that they produce 1 million liters.
No, that's too much.
450.
Most people,
let's even
the
assume,
maximum you get about 50.
How many cars do they have?
100 barrels.
And how many cars do they even have in Owerri that this refinery will not remove Owerri from this bracket of hungry people looking for petrol?
Factories, not just
I'm
cars.
saying,
okay,
NNPC has a larger business. They have a bigger work cut out for them than what they are focusing on. They should stop doing this propaganda of NNPC and Dangote with us. They should do their job, which is, of course, to provide refined products for Nigeria.
Okay, just in your...
Okay.
You wanted to respond to her?
I want to respond
Please,
to that.
please.
You see, NNPCL has a controlling instrument, which of course is the popular Petroleum Industry Act, 2021. If you look through this instrument, we have section 64, section 66 and 67 saying the objectives, functions and duties of NNPCL. Have we taken the time to study this particular act, most especially the sections I've quoted, whether NNPCL has done anything or traverse, whether NNPCL has done anything anti to those sections? No, they have not. We all say NNPCL is supervising what? Supervising agency, Abi? What about the federal ministry? What about other agencies that are created under the same act to do most of the questions we have been asked today? So the focus is on the NNPCL alone. And we are saying no, it shouldn't be. Look at other agencies. What is government's objective? What is government plan for this oil industry? That is the question we'll be asking. What are the status on ground?
Okay, let me take this call. Ido is calling from Ibadan. Thanks for calling. You're live. Ido, thanks for calling. You're live.
Yes, please. Let me first of all tell you that I worked in a refinery in Nigeria for 30 years.
You work where?
I worked in a refinery in Nigeria for 30 years.
20 years.
I worked in Warri, I worked in Element Petrochemicals, and I worked in Port Harcourt Refinery.
Okay.
So I can tell you that some of the people that we invite to this program do not know what refining business is all about. The truth of the thing is that first of all the gamut of oil business in Nigeria or anywhere in the world, the refining business is the least profitable. It is a same-managing business. It is when you produce more that you make profit. Forget about all this modular and all those things that you people talk about. Those refineries cannot produce petrol. That is the truth about it. That is why Dangote is going for a 60,000 barrels refinery. Because the higher you refine, the higher the volume you refine, That is when you can make profit. And go and look. The price of petroleum products everywhere all over the world is fixed. Except where there is subsidy, you have to pay the price for the, and it's the price of crude that determines the price of petroleum products everywhere. So if the price of crude goes up, you pay more for petrol. When the price of crude comes down, you pay less. That is just simple economics.
Oh my goodness, I was really enjoying that.
Yeah.
Mary, I want to jump in.
Earlier I was going to say that, as a person who, is paying attention to this market, what, I would like us to just, look to the future, what to project. Now with the marketers going directly to Dangote, what impact do you think this is going to have in the market, especially for Nigerians, as for pricing and also availability of the product?
Number one, the last speaker made mention of what I've just spoken, that who even know whether those modular refineries are how to produce, I think he has even made my day by saying that, rather than castigating that majority of us don't know anything about, majority of the people you brought in there don't know it. No, we take exception to that. Now, my own thinking is this. It's not about establishing more refineries that will save the day. It is about the capacity of a particular refinery. If this refinery has tested out that I will be able to deliver X number of liters per day, for crying out loud, if there is oil, crude oil to the bargain, it should be prepared to deliver that X amount of. That is how to calculate it. Then secondly, the most touted price of fuel going at the rate of which crude oil is supplied, I think it's arithmetically calculative. As the present refinery, in our own view, as the present refinery told us how much is producing per liter, how much is the profit margin, which is expected anyway, how much is the cost of production. Once these are sorted out, Nigeria, we have beef desire, really.
Okay, let me ask you a very baseline question that the average man out there is asking, like somebody who is very layman. Because a layman is thinking, okay, this crude is inside this ground. This is our Nigeria, it's our own. This same crude, they have it in maybe Malaysia, or they have it in the other countries, and they are pricing it, let's just say $100 in their country. But because of the situation we have here, this crude that is our own, we would rather say, okay, you know what, Dangote, I'll give it to you at $10. I'll just say, hypothetically speaking, because it's ours and because the federal government must make something. So we're saying it is natural here. So we're going to pay Dangote, we're going to give it to you at $10. Produced for our people. Now Dangote says, I've imported machines, I've imported technology, I've done all this. I need to make something, I'll add something on it. Then I'm only selling within Nigeria. So the Nigerian is now having to buy it at $40 in that way. Now, they expect, because it's our crude, it should be cheaper. So Nigerians don't understand all the dynamics because they don't get it. Why are we still using international pricing for a product we have here? Why don't we focus our resources on protecting that the fuel doesn't go outside the shores of our country? So there's no round tripping going on where we are selling only to us here as our own product and it's cheaper for us. Well, that's what the Nigerians are thinking.
Yes, but to be fair, he cannot just sell only to us. He did not open this business for us. So he would have a
because of the situation we are in, there'll be a time where you can sell globally.
No, you cannot give him that. What he can do is, I'm going to be producing so and so quarter. If you give me crude in Naira, I'll make sure that when I'm selling to Nigerians, I will sell in Naira, it will be cheaper. It will not affect what I'm going to sell to outsiders. And he gives us his word that he will not get greedy tomorrow and choose to sell everything to outsiders. So it's like an arrangement. I supply you crude in Naira, you sell to your people in Naira, and then we can buy it cheaper like it's done every other place where they have the natural resources. The people of the land benefit from having the natural resources. And then you sell to outsiders as well and make your money in dollars. So I asked the question one time, I said, why are we still having crude conversations in dollars? Because it's an international price. We own the crude. So we can sell the crude to the people here in Naira and then get Naira. And then when we are selling to outsiders, we sell to them in dollars. We follow the market forces in the Obodo Ibo and how it is being calculated. Why are we not making those laws as the federal government?
Does being part of OPEC affect that?
Not really. You see, going down memory lane, there is this theory which we call resource cost theory. It was propounded years ago. What is the theory saying? People that have abundant natural resources always suffer economic adversity. Why is it? The person that propound now open the vista for various scholars to meet together and advance what could be done to elevate the resource cost. Then I said, paramount possible there is legislation. Once legislations are in place, things will fall in line. Unfortunately, that is not what we have in Nigeria, which perhaps might be one of the major reasons for all this who are crying about energy in the country today. Number one, if you say energy law, you don't mop up fossil energy with renewable energy and think you have made a good legislation. No, it won't stand. And unfortunately, our own drive in the country is about electricity. Lighting of the house, lighting of the offices. That is the emphasis of government on whenever they talk about energy law. That's the emphasis. Forgetting that, no, this oil and gas of a thing, inclusive. Renewable energy, inclusive as well.
Yeah.
So until we have a legislation on ground saying, I am out to regulate the renewable energy industry, a separate legislation on ground saying, I'm out to regulate the fossil fuel, or so-called natural resources, all our natural resources, the fossil fuel, oil and gas sector. And then we have others again. That is what we can have. You can use the same law to regulate the same sector. I mean, by different sectors, so it won't just work.
We have to wrap up on this. Do you have any comments on social media on this? Because Nigerians really, we need some clarity, and it would be nice for us to continue this conversation until Nigerians understand. Because all they know is that they are paying 1,050, 1,100 at the pump price, and it might increase, and that is a problem. In fact, various groups are already threatening to go on a strike and do a walk. So we need clarity. And for me, I'm not sure I still have the clarity yet, but maybe hopefully Nigerians can begin to ask more questions. But thank you very much. So is there a final word you want to say?
Yes, that's right. The final one is this. You see fluctuation in prices about crude oil, about refined oil. It's happening all over the country. All over the world. The more reason the agency is going for what we call offtake agreement with the Dangote refinery, that is NNPCL. What is offtake agreement all about? Is a standard, that means a standard practice, global standard practice. You buy majority of a product and offer to sell directly to the marketers or the public. When there is fluctuation in price, you absorb it, you subsidize, so that majority of the buyers, we consumers,
we have to wrap up. I have to ask, do you work for NNPC? Because it seems like...
No.
Okay, we're not told we're working for NNPC. All right, just check it. That's all we can take on today's show. Hope we learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.